Warning: the following podcast from a rated listener R due to strong language, violent situations, drug references, sexual innuendos, and who knows what else. Listener discretion is advised. With that being said, hang on, sugar tits, because we're about to get wobbled.
What is going on, guys? It is Clayton Wobble Elliott back with the Let's Get Wobbled podcast with Stevens again. What's going on, brother?
What's up, man? What's been going on?
Not shit. It's been a busy couple weeks. The last episode, Kristen and I talked about the motorcycle ride that we took. We had a really good time on it. Since then, I've just been kicking around and working hard. I mean, luckily, haven't had to pick up any overtime. Haven't gotten froze over, but
Yep. That's been kind of nice part. Well, not nice. I've kind of spent through the time I had worked up from working all that time when we're getting froze or working all that damn overtime. And I actually need to kick my ass into gear and start working a little bit of overtime so I can build my time back up.
well, that's what was nice was we sat down and if you got froze, you didn't have a choice. You had to work overtime.
Right.
So you
It
got
sucked
that comp time built up.
at that point,
Right.
but yeah, you're
But
right.
now you're sitting there and you don't have to work it. And you're like, do I
Yeah.
really want to work it tonight?
Like, hell no, I'm going home. I mean, it's kind of easy to pick about every damn time. You got to be really disciplined or really in the need of money or pay time or time off um to be like, yep, I'm working overtime tonight, or yep, I'm working overtime tomorrow too. Hey, it'd be much easier if well, I'm kind of am. I still got time, but I just need to get my time built up. But you see these guys that got time off requested or vacation coming the following month, and they're working like dogs overtime so they can get their time built up to pay for their vacation that following month.
Exactly. That's the crazy thing. Because, like I said, for me, that mindset is just hard to get into. Because, like I said before, you were mandated. Sorry about your luck.
You didn't have a choice.
Didn't have a choice. But now that you have the choice, you're like,
Yeah,
fuck.
fuck it. I don't.
My
Not today.
spot's not open
Maybe
that I want.
tomorrow.
Yeah.
Tomorrow comes, we all know. Nah, I don't feel like it. I guess it's one thing if you knew you're going to work OT.
Right.
Like coming in the shift, coming in that day, you knew, like I'm working OT tonight. But when it comes around and late at night, you're just ready to go home and they're asking for OT or volunteers. And well, it's too late at that point. Too much past the time. You've already been thinking about home and coming home and,
Exactly.
getting a bubble bath if that's your thing, or smoking a cigar, having a beer like we're doing right now.
Yep.
You
That's
know,
just it.
but hey, bubble baths are nice too every once in a while,
I'm
right?
not a bubble bath guy. I don't
Oh,
fit well in the tub.
yeah, me neither. My legs stick up out of there, but kind of nice just to sit back and relax. I think that's gonna be one of my goals when I redo our bathroom. I'm gonna get one of them man tubs,
There you go.
one of them big old tubs that I can chill and relax and drink my choice beverage.
In the
I'm gonna have a
bath.
TV in there too.
That'd be slick.
Hell, I know. I'll end up living in that damn thing. Gotta find those things to relax.
I found my things. We're doing it right now.
Yeah,
We're
yeah.
drinking beers and
Oh,
we're
yeah.
smoking wonderful cigars that Kristen purchased for us while we
Yeah,
were
these
out on
things
the
are
ride.
good.
There's some kind of coffee cigar. I don't even know. It's the same brand that I normally get. I don't even. I can't. The
I
bands
can't.
are
I
over there.
can't. It's
You've got a band on it.
tobacco.
Tobacco Specials.
Yeah, it's some Spanish bullshit. I don't
Yeah,
know.
but they're bigger. Like the ones that I are used to are the real small, danky ones. Which I have two more. Like I said, if you get rid of that one. But,
Absolutely.
so let's go ahead and jump back into the same question that I've been asking. I texted you earlier today, and I asked you to come up with something that grinds your gears, and I'm looking forward to hearing it because I've got a good one.
All right, so yeah, you kind of put me on the track to this one. I don't know why. There's probably a handful of things that do grind my gears, but when I'm put on a spot, asked to think about what actually grinds my gear,
I
I
gave
think
you an
it's
hour and a half to think about it this
yeah,
time, though. At least I
yeah,
didn't put you on the spot.
yeah. I think it's more. I can shuffle through my head and be like, that excuse me, that grinds my gears. But if I talk about that, then I'm gonna sound like a dickhead. So next, yep, that grinds my gears too. But if I talk about that, I'm probably gonna look like a dickhead. So that's kind of what's going on in my head. But on the for real side, I hate being late. What grinds my gears is being late to anything. I don't care if it's an event, if it's child's practice, football practice. I mean, as simple of dinner. You have a time set out for dinner. Hey, if our time was 6 o'clock, by God, dinner better be on the table 5 before at
Right.
least. So I run into these little issues, um, and it starts to get my gears driven. Uh, I'm usually football practice is 5:30. All right. So usually at 4:30, if I'm the one that's in charge of this situation, if I'm the one that's home, 4:30, and boys got their equipment in back of my vehicle, they got their pants, their stuff on, they're ready to go at
Right.
4:30. 5 o'clock sharp, period. Not a minute after 5 o'clock, we're out of this driveway. That puts us at the practice field at about 5:15. Practice ain't till 5:30, but we're 15 minutes early.
Right.
Now you can lace up. Now you can buckle your pads. You can get yourself ready for when coaches are like, "Let's go, let's hit the field." So that's where I'm at, and I'm trying to push it over to my boys. My wife, on the other hand, uh, she's kind of free flowing soul. So, for an example, I'm out doing something, or I was working. I can't remember exactly here recently what was going on. Oh, training. That's what it was. We were at CIT training, right? And of course, we didn't get out of there until 4. And then by the time I was getting home, it was 4:30.
Right.
And so that's where it really keyed off.
Kind of putting your schedule in a crunch from what you're
Yeah.
used to.
So here I am depending on the wife. Like, let's go. I walk in the door and I'm like, where's the kids at? Are they ready? They got their stuff ready? She's like, what do you mean? So what do you mean? What do I mean? Practice is at 5:30. She's like, yeah, we got time. What do you mean we got time? These kids have their stuff ready? Or are they wearing what they need to? I said, because it takes them 15, 20 minutes to go find their shit. And she's like, no. So of course, what are they doing? Playing video games. I holler down, tell them to get ready. We gotta go. We gotta get going. And sure as shit, I can't find my pants. Where's my left shoe? And where's my equipment at? And then of course it's doubling on the pressure now
Right.
because we're not going to be late, and I'm going to make sure of it. And they're running around like crazies trying to find their stuff, not wanting to be late. And come to end it, we didn't walk out of the house until 5:15. We get down to the practice field at 5:30, right? And the whole team's already standing there, you
Right.
know. And as me, that somebody that's played football sports in high school, you don't want to be that guy. You don't want to be the guy, the last one there, lacing up, holding
Yep.
everything up. And I don't want them to be like that. Through this whole experience, my wife's like, chill out. It's not a big deal. They're here. They're here ready to practice. And I said, yeah, but look at that kid. He's got 2 different color socks on, and he's the last one here. He's sitting here trying to tie his shoe and walk at the same damn time.
I feel you 100% because I was raised the same way. I would much rather be, and my grandma even set her clocks in her house fast just so you thought that you were running late, so you would be early for
Right,
everything.
right.
But that's just the way I was raised. You are early to everything. If you say you're going to be there at 5, be there 15 minutes early. It doesn't hurt.
No, it doesn't.
And if somebody says you need to be here by 5 and you're not there 15 minutes early, now it's like you said your kids, they were getting ready for practice late. Everybody else is already stretching. They're ready to begin practice.
Yep.
And your kids are trying to scrounge up and get ready for the last couple minutes.
Right, right. And the thing I've been preaching and trying to get everybody's head wrapped around in my household is that it's inevitable. There's always going to be something that tries to trip you up. Whether you can't find your left shoe, you don't know where your shoulder pads are, you don't know where your purse is at, where's the fucking keys. It doesn't matter. Not when you leave the house, it's not perfect. It never will be. But if you get in a mindset of being early, then you have the time to find your shit, still be ready, still get in a vehicle and still be early down to practice. It's not going to hurt. It's not
Right.
going, if you show up even at 5 o'clock, it's not going to hurt that we're sitting there. We're going to be there anyways. What's it going to hurt by being there a half hour early? Not that that's my goal. 15 minutes is my goal, but even if everything does work out, everybody has their stuff. We leave the house right on time. Everything's clicking. It's jiving.
Yeah.
And we get there half hour early. Cool.
Sweet.
We got a great fucking parking spot.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? So better things happen at that point. And, so it's kind of hard to get those points across to somebody that is just always chill.
Right.
Like, if we get out here early, cool. If we don't, then
Right. And even they're cool. Oh, we're a couple minutes
we're
late, but
good.
it is what it is. No, that's not me at all.
No.
We're leaving this house when
Right
I say
now.
we're leaving this house.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
train's leaving whether you're on it or not. Sorry about your luck.
Right.
And 9 times out of 10, the train has to wait because she's
Yeah.
upset and well, you're not going to leave without me, are you? And I said, well, I planned on it if you don't get your fucking shit together.
Yep.
Kristen's not like that, though. I can attest to that. She's normally, she actually told me a time last weekend. She gave me a time and I fucked up. I was like, fuck, I'm pushing it. So I had to hurry up and get up, and that was my fault for not time managing well. But Jesus, that's a big ass fucking bug.
Oh, yeah, it is. Yeah.
Damn.
That's like one of them leaf bugs or something.
Yeah.
That looks like it's kind of like a fucking grasshopper. But that's
That's
some
a
bitch.
huge motherfucker.
Yeah, I think it's like one of them leaf bugs.
I have no idea. So I had something that I was going to tell you that grinds my gears, and then I want to tell you this story. Getting the podcast shit ready for tonight. I go home, relax a little bit, was playing with the dog. I hope that didn't it didn't. We're good. Playing with the dog a little bit. I'd set an alarm on my watch, so that way I knew what time I had to get up, start packing shit. Alarm goes off on my watch. I'm getting shit ready for the podcast, putting everything in my duffel bag, whatever. Let the dog out, getting ready to go put her in her cage. And in between where my laundry room is and the kitchen, there's like a, 4-inch step. There's just one.
Mm-hmm.
That's a step from the laundry room up into the kitchen. You want to know what grinds my gears? I don't understand.
Stubbing your toe on that step.
I don't understand what God's purpose was for toes, but the only two things I can come up with is one, he made toes for balance, which I get, and two, he made toes just to let your body know how hard surfaces still are.
Fuck yeah.
I stubbed the fuck out of my big toe. I stubbed the fuck out of that. And it was so bad the dog looked at me and was like, man, that probably fucking hurt, didn't it?
Done that whole sideways look at
Like,
you.
oh, man.
Shit.
Sucks to be you.
Yeah, sucks to suck, motherfucker.
I sat there on a fucking step and just fucking cussed like hell. I was mad.
Yeah, every time I get put in that situation, I'm the dummy. I'm the dumb one. I stub my fucking toe on the corner of the couch, and it's always my damn pinky toe.
It normally is your pinky toe.
And I stub at some bitch, and I get the fucking cussing, and and it's all due to the reason because you don't want to be the one that cowers and cries, and even though you really want to, because it really fucking hurts. So when you shove that emotion down, the other emotion comes out where you're pissed off. And me, I typically hit the hardest thing that's nearest to me, and then now my fucking hand hurts.
I've crossed my feet up, fell flat on my face, got up, brushed my shoulders off, and laughed about it. Every time I've stubbed my pinky toe, I have never once laughed. I have always cussed like somebody just fucking beat the shit out of me with a baseball bat.
That shit sucks.
Oh, man.
No way. Whew. I hate that. I absolutely fucking hate that. You bring that up, and I'm sitting like you're making me relive all my fucking, I swear to God, broken pinky toes moments. I mean, it's been
never
bad.
Broke that motherfucker, but I'm glad she's held on for as long as she did because
information through my wife says chances are it probably is broke. And the thing with toes, as different from anything else, is that obviously one, they can't do nothing about it.
Right.
Two, apparently for whatever goes on down there, your toes heal a lot faster than anywhere else on your body. So she said chances are you probably broke it or fractured it.
I'll be damned.
it immediately goes into healing itself. But there's been times, dude, like my foot's been swollen, big old dark black purple.
Thought
I
that fucker was
mean,
gonna fall off.
yeah, and you cry when you put your damn shoe on moments, and
Ugh.
so I'm pretty sure I've broken mine a time or two, you know. But you say that, man, and there's nothing worse in this fucking world than stubbing your fucking toe, especially if you get that son of a bitch real good.
Yeah.
You know, you whack that son of a bitch.
I don't know what it is, but I did. I really had something in mind, and I can't remember what it was now. I was gonna tell you that grinds my gears, but
Oh, that would grind my gear, a little 4-inch stuff
ugh.
that you fucking trip over. You know, and with their construction background, you know damn well that's either an add-on, a later adjustment, foundation issue, something that you know that's not a design aspect.
Damn.
That's just something that later happened, and somebody's like, well, you know,
I honestly think that the bathroom or the laundry room there might be legit. The laundry room and the bathroom are right on the same little level, and then there's that 4-inch step into the kitchen. I don't know where else the fucking bathroom would have been in that house.
yeah,
I don't
it's hard
know.
to, it's
It's
hard
hard
to
to
say.
tell. Yeah.
Yeah,
But I just know that fuck. I don't understand. I
my
mean,
wife,
I wish you didn't have feeling in your toes, but then at the same time, it would be hard for balance. My dad, when he had all of his health problems and his diabetes and stuff, he's missing, I think, 2 toes on each foot. But they did the pinky and the toe next to it. I think. I'm not sure. I know he's either got 3 or 4 missing. But I know even he said on that end of the foot, your big toe is made strictly for balance.
yeah,
And the other ones just kind of help on. But he said
yeah.
losing them toes, he said it tore his balance all up.
Oh yeah, and it's kind of crazy you say that. You know, when you actually think about it, hell, I'm 260, well, 265. I
Oh,
was gonna try to short myself,
I gotta tell a story when you're done. Go
but
ahead.
265 solid, and just to think that what keeps you up and keeps you balanced is them little fucking toes,
Mm-hmm.
them little chubby toes on your fucking feet.
Talking about our weight. Kristen and I were doing something. I can't remember what it was. But whatever it was, whether it was a ride at the fair, maybe she saw when we drove by or something. I think she was talking about like what her favorite rides at the fair used to be. And we were talking back and forth about it. She'd be like, "Yeah, that'd be fun to do." And I was like, "Babe, I don't know if you know this, but I'm a lot heavier than what I used to be. I'm not as skinny as what I once was." And she goes, "Well, you and Stevens rode the water slides."
So
Well, I see the look on your face, and I need to tell everybody else this story. When we went down the water slides, I think the first one where we split up, we were okay. That big one, because that was like what 700 pounds out of all 3
oh,
riders.
the cyclone.
Yeah, the Cyclone was.
Yeah.
I was perfectly fine on that one.
Yeah.
Now, when we went in the other one, where there was just 2 people that could ride at once instead of 3, I remember seeing the sign that said no more than 250 pounds. No, what was it?
Yeah, it was two and max weight capacity.
Was that for both of them? Yeah, I think it was for both people.
No, yeah, for both people
Yeah.
on that one tube.
So,
Max.
and I knew I was overweight, but I was like, fuck it. What are they going to do? Tell me to turn around? I'm not that much overweight, but I know I'm over that.
Yeah.
I remember I was like 2 or 3 people ahead of you in the line, and I'm standing there with your son, and we're going up, and you get to the point where you see the sign. I look back at you, and you go, "Hey," and you pointed at the sign. I'm like, "Motherfucker, well, don't throw me under the bus, you fucking shitbag."
Oh shit.
So we get down to the bottom, and I remember asking you, I was like, "Man, why'd you know, I saw the sign, I fucking read it." And you're like, "Well, Elliot, I know I'm over the weight limit, and I know you're bigger than me." I was like, "Yeah, I fucking know, but what the fuck they gonna tell you when you get up there?" I mean, I don't weigh 300 pounds, but I'm like, "Yeah, shit."
Yeah, well, I don't like being put in those situations because somebody does say something. Yeah, I automatically like want to smack them in the fucking mouth.
Oh, fuck
You know,
you.
I hate being in that. So it's not really an uncomfortable feeling, but when I see a sign that says 250, I know I'm 265. Now I'm sitting here running, wondering like, does people really know what 250 looks like?
Yeah,
Are they gonna know that I'm 250? Do I got fucking scale up here? Is
That's what
somebody gonna say something to me where I'm
Yep.
gonna get pissed and I'm gonna smack them in the fucking mouth? You know? So
Yeah, I did the same thing. I stood there and I contemplated, and I was like, "Well, I'm 275," and I'm like,
you know damn well we had argued all the way to the point.
"Oh, I
Even
would've."
even knowing I know I'm 265. I know damn well I'm 15 pounds over what that weight says. But tell me,
Yeah,
tell me that I'm
me.
over 250.
Yeah.
You know, who are you
Excuse me,
to
sir.
judge?
You're 15 pounds overweight. You need to get down. Well, I'm going down in this tube. You can either follow me or you can have somebody escort me out when I'm at the bottom,
Oh, yeah.
motherfucker. Yeah,
Hell,
I did the
I
same thing though. I looked at that sign. I was like, yeah, sure. I look 250.
motherfuckers, you know how much I pay to get in here? I'm taking that fucking slide
Fuck
down.
yeah.
Stop me. You
Yeah.
obviously are, you know, a good guesser on telling me that I'm over 250 pounds now. Are you going to be able to stop this 250 pounds,
Mhm.
over 250 pounds from going down that damn slide?
And if you do, I hope you know.
You better be able to fly.
No, you're going with me in the tube. I'm dragging your ass with me. Now we're definitely over 250 pounds in this tube, and you better hope the motherfucker don't pop.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, I saw that and I had to laugh about that. Chris and I were talking about it, and I told her the story about it too. I was like, "Oh, it was fucking hilarious." Because I saw the look in your eyes, and I was like, "Yep, he's in the same boat.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Definitely over, but not too far over where they're gonna fucking yell at you."
Yeah, tell me I'm fat, motherfucker. You know, don't tell me something I already know about myself.
Mhm.
You know, don't do that. I'm here to enjoy myself and go down that damn slide. You tell me because I don't weigh 250, I weigh 265 that I'm gonna break that some bitch. You know, no, I'm not gonna break it. And don't be worried about my own safe being neither. I'm
Exactly.
here to have a damn good time.
And they tell you in construction too. I'm sure you know this.
Yeah, it's
The harnesses when they're rated for so much weight.
Yeah.
That is lower than what that
Yep.
actual thing can hold because it's a safety precaution.
Right. It's the same thing on anything.
Anything that has a
So
weight limit, it's definitely
it-
undershot just for safety restriction.
yes.
Now, was I pushing that cushion? Absolutely, but I was still fucking going.
Hell no, because compared to that 250, so in design aspect, legit, that's probably good and rated for probably 350. You know,
Easy, probably.
you know what I mean? And
Yeah.
so they smack 250 on there, and that's the same way as it comes, just not weight, comes to expired food. Everything has
Oh,
a
yeah.
good grace period.
Yeah.
You know, just because it says it's expired, you probably got a little bit longer after that. You know, just because they're not going to set the date on there right when it
Yeah.
expires.
Now, milk, on the other hand, I
Well,
wouldn't trust a gallon of milk past.
no, I have a little story on that one. You know, usually we ought to probably own a couple milking cows for as much as we buy milk, dude, just because of the cooking and the kids eating cereal and they like drinking milk and stuff. So if there's milk in there, I'm more surprised by the fact that we actually have a gallon of milk sitting in there that I
Yeah.
don't have to run down to a store to get it.
Especially having 4 kids, I understand that.
Right? So the thought of spoiled milk never comes across, never until this day.
My dad and I were talking about it. Kristen and I talked about it in the last podcast, which I know you haven't got to yet, but she is not the kind of person that can sit down and have a glass of milk at all. She has to have it with cereal. She will drink milk with pancakes or waffles or something like that, but she won't drink milk with dessert, ice cream, nothing.
Oh, that's crazy.
And I said, she said, she's like, I don't know anybody that does that. I'm like, my whole fucking family does.
Mine does. I don't.
My mom's lactose intolerant, so she didn't. But
Yeah.
like everybody that me and Camden just grew up drinking milk,
Dude,
fucking right out of the jug, right out of the fucking fridge.
Yeah, and not to mention, you know, dinner time. You know, that was like the
Yeah.
staple for our dinners growing up. Was when you had dinner, you had a ice cold glass of milk. You know, after dinner,
Mhm.
but like you said, you drank milk with breakfast. You had a cup at dinner.
Yeah.
Like milk. I don't do it so much anymore. You know, I don't drink milk nearly as much as I probably should. Maybe it's because of how I grew up, but you know, back to what I was saying, I never have a problem with spoiled milk, never have, right? So littlest, my 8-year-old, he gets up, you know, he's simple as simple can be. He's got an attitude, you know, he's got his twerks, but when it comes to in reality under his skin, he's pretty simple kid.
Right.
You know, and so he gets a cereal, he pours his fucking milk, and when he's pouring his milk, I seen him looking at it kind of funny, but he still takes it to the damn table. And I'm sitting there watching him, and he's smelling this fucking bowl of cereal. And then I'm sitting here watching him process this. I'm trying to figure out what he is doing. So he eventually, after smelling it a couple times and playing with it, he looks at me and says, "Dad, so what?" And he's like, "I think the milk's bad." And I said, "The milk's bad? What do you mean milk ain't bad, dude?" I think because in my mind, we always run out of it. So I'm like, "There's no fucking way." He's like, "Dad, it just looks funny." He goes, I don't think I should eat this. And he goes, and it smells weird too. I'm like, nah, dude, you're crazy. So he eventually gets me up. I go over there and I look into the fucking bowl and it looks like damn cottage cheese in the fucking his cereal bowl. I'm like, oh no, dude, don't eat that. That's bad. Do not eat that.
Yeah,
Eh,
I've done that before for sure. Oh man, I'll never forget it. I was at school one day, and of course they hand you out the carton of milks at school, and that was my shit. I loved the milks there at the school, but I got one day and I cracked it open, and I could just tell the smell was off.
mm,
But I didn't think twice about it. I should have. I should have looked at the date on it, but I was like, well, maybe maybe it's just starting to go bad. It'll be all right. I'm eating a little bit of my lunch there at school, and I tip that motherfucker back, and it just curds coming. I was like, oh my god.
no way. That's
But that still doesn't ruin my taste for milk. The very next day, I'm fucking back in the cafeteria drinking the cafeteria milk.
yeah. It's and I got a story for that too that nearly ruined. But I tell and
A quick question:
what?
cottage cheese.
Yes, love it.
I've never been a fan. I don't know
Yep.
why.
I love cottage cheese, and a lot of us, which especially surprises me, is a lot of my kids. I think there's only one kid that's not too fond of it, but we eat cottage cheese like a
No
motherfucker.
shit.
Yep.
My grandma used to, for every meal. I mean, God bless my grandma. She's an amazing cook. Every meal she had cottage cheese or cooked apples. She made homemade cooked apples.
Yep.
And she would give the cottage cheese to everybody else, and I was the only motherfucker that would eat the cooked apples. But by God, them motherfuckers
Cooked
were
apples
good.
are good, but
Ugh.
cooked apples also would be good in cottage cheese. See, I grew up eating fruit in my cottage cheese. That's
Yeah, I know
how
all people do.
that's how it was served to me. So I don't do it so much now. I'm more of the quick guy. I'm not sitting
Yeah,
there trying to chop up some fruit, put in my cottage cheese. I
right.
just
I'm
dump
fucking
some.
hungry. I'm gonna eat
Yeah, I'm
whatever the
gonna
fuck.
eat now.
Yeah,
Either out of the container, I'm gonna dump a plob on my damn
yeah.
plate, and salt and pepper is a necessary adding to that. But it's good with fruit too. And my wife actually eats hers with spaghetti, which I know a lot of people do too.
A lot of people put it in their lasagna.
Yeah, and their
Yeah,
lasagna and stuff. So, yeah, and definitely a cottage cheese fan. But that story that I was telling you
yeah.
about,
Go ahead.
um, well, first Weston tried to get me to smell that fucking cereal. And I was like, hell no, dude! I can see it with my fucking eyeballs. I am not smelling that. And go dump that shit in the trash. But um, I've never had that experience with milk. I've had that experience with ranch, and any
Ranch.
ranch, yes. And if anybody knows me, I love ranch, and I'm not set on one brand. I'll eat Hidden Valley, I'll eat Clover, whatever fucking Walmart brand is.
Yeah.
As long as it's and there's shit. I can't think of who has ranch I absolutely despise. It's a restaurant we go to, and I will not eat their ranch because it is bad. I don't
Hmm.
like it, but I love ranch. I'll put ranch on mac and cheese, on my pizza.
You're like my brother. He'll put
Pizza
ranch on
rolls.
anything.
That's my go-to dipping sauce for sure. And one day I got in a fridge, and of course I go back to saying I eat it with pizza. I grabbed this piece of pizza. I think it's Pizza Hut at the time, out of the box that we had the night prior. I grabbed this. I get in the fridge, grab the bottle of ranch, and I do the little fancy
Drizzle.
drizzle on the pizza. And I start eating this pizza, and I get halfway through this pizza, and I'm like, man, something something is off. This don't taste as good as I know it tastes. I'm like, something is not right. Something is off for sure. So what I do, I eat the rest of the pizza. That's how I am. And I'm sitting there finishing off that last bite, and I'm like, ugh, something about this ain't right. My belly starts feeling a little funny. I'm
Oh,
like, what is going on? So I'm trying to at that point define if it's coming from the pizza or if it's coming from the ranch.
right.
So of course I grab another piece of pizza and I eat that some bitch. Nope, it was still as good as it was the night before. And I'm like, oh no. And so I grabbed the ranch and I grabbed the potato chip and I put ranch on a potato chip and ate that, and it was sour as fucking sour could
Ugh.
do, dude. It fucked me up.
Never had bad ranch. I've
Oh,
never had expired
it's
ranch.
rough. That is
Whew.
rough. It took me yeah, I was mad for a while because it took me a long time to eat ranch after that, and that's
Yeah.
my I don't it ain't like I could resort to barbecue sauce because I don't like barbecue sauce. I'll eat it. I'm just not a huge fan of it. It's not
Really?
my go-to sauce. I'm not real crazy about it.
I
So
guess you could say ranch is probably my go-to in between it and honey mustard, but I feel you
I can't do honey mustard either.
really.
See, I'm screwed, man.
Arby's has good honey mustard.
Yeah, I'm not too crazy about that. I'm not a mustard fan
I'm not a
anyways.
mustard fan, which is weird. I don't like yellow ballpark mustard, but I like a good sweet honey mustard.
Yeah, like relish and all that different stuff, dude. I despise. Like seriously, like ranch is my go-to, so I'm kind of I'm kind of screwed out of sauces.
Right?
Now I like Chipotle. Like I like Chipotle sauce and shit like that, but yeah, that was horrible, dude. It took me months before I would even
Ooh,
try
that's got to be
ranch
rough.
again. But no, I'm back on the kick, dude. I mean, ranch is good, but
I bet you
best
learned your
believe,
lesson.
yeah, I look at that bottle and I make sure that bottle is nice and fresh.
Yeah.
When it comes to ranch, I am not the guy that if it says it's a fucking expired, it's expired.
Yeah.
If it's close to the expiration date, it's going in the trash. Get another fucking bottle. So I always have fresh ranch on hand for sure.
Tried
But
the battery tip yet? You start buying batteries, putting them in your fridge yet?
no, honestly, I didn't. But I did say something to my wife, about putting batteries in the fridge, and one of the first things she said too was, it'll keep them safe
Keep the
from the
kids out.
kids.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
awesome.
I'm like, hell yeah, it will.
Kristen just brought. She had a Wii sitting at her house that she never used. I told her we used to have one like when I was a kid, and I said we used to play the dog shit out of that fucking thing. We had a bunch of fun with the family, and she said I have one at the house. Like I wish you would have told me. I was like, well, bring that motherfucker down. So she brings it down, hooks it all up, and we're trying to get everything squared up. And that's the only bad thing about the technology on how it used to be. The Wii has that AV cord, so it's got the red, yellow, and orange, or
Yeah, old school fucking hookup
red,
cord
yellow,
and
white,
blue or
white.
white.
Well,
Yeah,
some of them have blue, some
blue.
of them
Yeah,
have
yeah,
green
yeah.
for the yellow. It
Yep,
just depends. Well, now all these new TVs have HDMI cables.
Mm-hmm.
So I had to go to Walmart and buy a fucking $15 piece where you plug the HDMI
Adapter?
in. Yeah.
Yeah, ain't that crazy to
Fucking
think of?
the iPhone chargers now are fucking ridiculous.
So, yeah,
But it's
all
just
that
technology
shit.
like that. But quick story back on that, and then I'll let you jump in.
All right.
She, of course, we get the Wii remotes. The batteries in them are fucking corroded because they've been in this box for so long. So I'm like, hey, babe, can you go grab me a few batteries? She's like, yeah, I'll go to your fridge and grab your batteries. I'm like, you're damn right you will, because that's where I fucking put them.
Yeah.
She's like, did you know you put the batteries in with the Taco Bell sauce? And I'm like, well, I fucking had to. There's 8 bajillion fucking Taco Bell sauces. I didn't have anywhere else to put them. I got to put them with the fucking batteries, I guess.
Yeah, I told you not to go to that fucking fridge. Don't resort to the fridge. It's gonna be bad. They add up.
Well,
I'm
they're
telling you.
there.
Yeah.
She just pulled that shit on me where she took the sauce and took my work pen and was doodling on it a little bit, and then she shared it to me, and the Taco Bell sauce says "I like," and then it has a blank line on it, and she put Elliot.
Oh, ain't that cute?
It's so cute. That sauce is still sitting on my headboard because I didn't put it back in the fridge.
Midnight snack.
I just don't. I never do the
That's
sauce.
what my kids do, man. That's weird as fuck. They get in the fridge and they'll grab a handful of them fucking Taco Bell packets, cut the corner off of it, and sit there and slurp them like it's a damn
What
slushy
the
or something.
fuck is wrong with your kids?
I don't know, man. I've wondered the same thing ever since they were wee little. There's something. No, I'm just kidding. I love my kids. They got some weird shit, man. I tell you what, the way kids are nowadays compared to how I grew up, and I'm sure you did too. Man, I'm telling you, when I grew up, we were outside from the time we fucking got home, and that's our choice. That's what we wanted to do
Yeah.
because there wasn't video games. There wasn't none of that shit.
Right.
There was, but it just wasn't big.
Right.
Go out and play backyard football with the boys. I did that every day throughout, with weather permitted. Hell, we even did it in the fucking rain and snow.
Yeah.
But you come back with fucking busted lip, busted fucking nose because we played the fucking real way. We didn't puss out of it, and just the only thing it was we didn't have shoulder pads.
Yeah.
Or we didn't have pads to
The
play
first
with.
the first down marker is that tree back over there in the distance.
Yeah.
That's how we did it.
But how we played football though was, yeah, sometimes I do remember now we did set points like right about there is first down.
Yeah.
But really a lot of what we played was you got 4 plays to get into the end zone.
Yeah.
You it's our turn. So it was fun, but we had busted lips, busted noses, fucking bruises, fucking some broke bones and stuff. But we played. Nowadays, dude, these kids get fucking dirt on their hands and they're throwing a fucking fit.
Yeah,
They
no
get,
shit.
yeah, they're being wimps and pussies just for when they are fully padded, and they ain't trying to get hit, man. A little bump on the hand and they're crying, and it don't matter how much I preach to them. I say, quit your damn crying. Don't quit being a pussy. It's like Jesus Christ, and it's just how it is. And I'm thinking like something's wrong with my kids, but when you look around and that's a society of boys nowadays, man. They're not coming out of that vagina or out of the belly like they used to. That's for damn sure. I'm telling you. But back to like your electronic thing, I was going to say, is where you had to buy a fucking adapter
Yeah.
just to hook that shit up. That's the same way with like TVs, dude. Well, I got this damn Roku TV or whatever the fuck it is in my damn bedroom, and God forbid, the remote's broke.
Yeah.
Right to the TV. Yeah, you can get the app to the TV, but your TV's got to be on for it to connect to your TV.
Oh yeah. Yeah,
So
I never thought about that. 'Cause mine's the same way.
I spent like an hour like researching like how can I turn on my damn because
Because you don't want to get out of your fucking bed. And
no, that's not it.
Okay.
It did take me like 30 minutes to get out of bed and want to fucking. I'm like, damn it, I need to turn this on. That motherfucker doesn't have a button one on it, dude. There
Really?
is no buttons on that fucking TV. None. No channels, no volumes, no fucking power button, no nothing.
I'll be damned.
And I'm like, what the fuck? So yeah, it took some ingenuity and some fucking research and hacking into the damn TV to finally get it fucking figured out.
Yeah, that's fucked up. I don't know why. I mean, well, I do know why because it's corporate America. Kristen and I were talking, and I actually just found this out. Um, in the last episode, I was talking to Dad about tipping. Like Kristen, you and I have talked. Kristen's a really big tipper. I am not.
No.
We were talking about this. I was talking about this with Dad because he was a pizza delivery guy for a while.
You already smoke that cigar?
Yeah, it was amazing. I was burning my
It's
fingers.
good.
I was burning my fingers. I had to put the motherfucker
No
down because
shit.
every time I hit it, I was like, "Fuck, that hurts." But man, it's
No.
so good.
Yeah, it is good.
I probably shouldn't start this one. I'll chew on it for a little bit, get the flavor out of it. But anyway,
I got 2 Black and Milds down in the truck if we get in a pinch.
I know these coffee cigars are fucking amazing.
Yeah, they're good.
I was talking to Dad because he was a pizza delivery guy. I said, when they charge you a delivery fee, because I've paid that at the McKeesport ride, I paid $6 for a delivery fee, and the pizza place was 2 miles down the road. And I'm like, does that delivery fee go to the delivery driver?
Yeah,
It should.
It for sure is.
It doesn't.
The fuck? They ain't gonna lie about it. They
My
well,
dad said, now
unless
granted,
they're-
this has been a while ago, so Dad said it may have changed from since then. But the
Maybe.
delivery fee goes to the restaurant, goes to the total that they're making.
Seriously.
Yeah, that's what Dad told me.
Wow.
I could be wrong. I don't know. If
Here's the
somebody's listening to this and you're a pizza delivery driver, please, I
Yeah.
will give you a pat on the back. I really want to figure this out because in my eyes, I'm paying $6 for delivery fee. Like that should plenty cover your
But-
gas to drive 2 miles to deliver one pizza that cost me $30.
Well, you know how I'm thinking about it.
Shoot it.
Like, why does the fucking restaurant need the $6?
Because it's corporate America, and that's all I fucking believe.
They're not the ones driving the
I
fucking
know.
pizza. They're not the
I
one
know.
putting the damn fuel in their fucking car.
I know.
And they want to snatch up. It used to be what, $2? $2 processing fee.
That's-
That's how I remembered it.
Dad said when he worked there, it was like $1.50 something for delivery.
So
And I
They're-
paid $6 fucking at
they're
McKeesport,
just-
PA.
pocketing more money is what it is.
No shit.
Or it's all to their marketing too. You know what I mean? Because you got places like Domino's that on pickup orders,
I can't wait any longer to light this bitch.
like Domino's on pickup orders, $5.99, medium pizza,
Yeah.
subs.
I love doing
Shit
the
like
$5.99.
So maybe that's to compensate, for that. That's how my mind think. I think there's never a fucking sale. I think there's never a damn deal on anything. I think if a store fucking puts something on sale, they put it on sale after they slowly lowered the price all the way up to that point when fucking
Because
really
it looks good. Because you see the sale sticker and you're like,
yes.
oh, I'm getting it cheaper than what I would have before.
It's a marketing scheme, man. Never trust that shit. That's why I don't do Black Friday
I do not.
bullshit.
I don't either. Fuck that. My dad worked security at Walmart, and he said that on Black Friday, they would be looking for people who needed medical assistance
Yeah,
than people fucking stealing.
yeah.
I'm
Well,
like, Jesus Christ! Like, Grandma's gonna get her ass beat because she put her hands on my fucking flat screen TV that I saved $25 on.
look, I tell you though, when you buy that TV for a really, really great fucking deal, if you actually look into the product, yeah, I'm not weird, but if you look into the product number and to see when that product was manufactured and start doing your fucking homework on it, the damn TV was manufactured fucking 4 years prior
Yeah,
to that. It's been sitting on Walmart's back shelf for probably a year or two, and then they take it and they set it out on fucking Black Friday and smack $200 fucking dollars on it when they're either going to fucking throw it in a trash can anyways
they're
because
not gonna get their money out of it sitting on the back shelf.
right. So they set all this shit out, call it fucking Black Friday, and you got a bunch of fucking people thinking it's some kind of huge fucking sale. Cool. If you're one that's okay with having a fucking 5-year-old TV already, then so be it. But through my experience, every time I bought one of them stupid ass fucking TVs, I've always had fucking problems with it. That's what keyed me up to look into it and realize the TV I bought a month ago that's already having fucking problems was actually manufactured 6 years prior to that, and I just bought it on Black
Yeah.
Friday. So no wonder it's fucking collected dust, and God knows out of technology, not updated, fucking
Right.
whatever it is with electronics.
And you can't buy replacement parts for anything anymore. You
And if
might
you
as well
do-
just fucking chalk it.
And if you can't find a replacement parts, rebuild a damn TV, you might as well just go buy a new TV by the
Yeah,
time you
exactly.
get the replacement parts.
Yep.
So all these places are, man, is fucking they're thieves, is what it is. And unfortunately for them, what is it that we can't live without? A fucking TV. You know,
Yeah.
great deals, so to speak.
Right.
You know, food, toilet paper. You know, this world has gotten to a point that we strive and we feel like we have to have electronics to survive.
Right.
We have to have certain things to survive, and all we're doing is feeding into these fucking animals. Man, I'm telling you, life would be much better if we went back to the simple days. You hear me?
I hear you.
Like
For
fucking
sure.
simple days, no electronics, not fucking nose buried deep in a fucking phone.
Kristen and I were talking in the last episode too, about how smartphones are tracking your like watch history and shit like that. Have you ever noticed
Yes.
all that shit?
Yes.
You are not ever going to get away from that unless you completely go away from smart devices.
Yes.
It is the new norm of today's
Well,
society.
you look at fucking Google Maps, dude, and you know, unless at the beginning you knew about it and you had to go in and go through a bunch of processes for steps. But one day I was bored and fucking around on my phone and got to looking at Google Maps, and that motherfucker tracked. It knew exactly where the fuck I was for the last fucking several months prior to that. It was telling me where I was and the route I took to get there fucking 3 months ago. And
Really?
I was like, what the fuck is this? You know? No, I mean, I didn't just recently realize
Yeah.
it. I realized this like a fucking year ago,
Right, but
you
still,
know? But I'm like, what the shit? It's crazy, man.
it really is. But that's the way today is now.
Yeah, in some ways, like I utilize it. I'm not gonna sit here and say that I don't. Sometimes it's kind of nice, like that my cards are saved to my fucking Google.
Oh,
That
yeah.
way, when I go in and make an online purchase, like most of us do, we click the fucking tab. Our card information's already there. You know, everything's sat in already. I utilize it, but I take the minute to stop and realize how fucked up it really is.
Yeah.
Like if somebody hacks my Google account, dude, they have many of things that I own and all my money.
Exactly.
You know, it's just that easy.
Amazon has gotten so good to it now. As long as you've got everything saved the way you want it, your delivery address, your card number, everything
Yeah,
squared up.
You just swipe by.
You swipe. If you don't click checkout, you can just hit buy now.
Yep.
It takes that one swipe and it's on its way.
Done. Ordered.
Yep.
And I realized that when my fucking kid accidentally bought something, I had something fucking delivered here, and it was
Oh,
like, what the
man.
fuck is this? Thankfully, in my situation, it was only like $14 or something like that. But that's when I realized buy now. All you and like in my situation on my Amazon app, you just swipe over.
Yeah, that's how mine
You
is.
swipe to buy, and
Swipe
that's
to
it.
buy, and that's it.
So it's if you're not fully paying attention, you would think that you're just putting in your cart or something, and then you swipe to some bitch, and blam, it's being delivered to your house, whether you like it or not.
Yeah.
But the I, gue- I guess I'm good with it. I guess until I get hacked and scammed and my money's gone. But the part that I don't like is when there's a system that knows exactly where I've been and basically what I was doing. I don't like that aspect.
You can get on Facebook a couple days after you've been to a restaurant. I've had this happen to me.
And have you rate it?
Yeah. What do you think of this restaurant while you were there? I'm like,
Dude, you don't even have to be there anymore. You like through Google and Facebook, you drive by the place. Like when we go to fucking Zanesville, like we'll pass fucking Olive Garden and pull in a fucking Walmart or whatever. When you pull in a Walmart, you've already got a thing on your phone asking how your experience was at Olive Garden. It's like I didn't, motherfucker. If you're gonna be smart, be smart. I didn't go to Olive Garden. I passed by it to go to fucking Walmart, you jackass. Then you're arguing with fucking Google or Facebook, whatever thinks that they have every damn tab on you.
I'll tell you what, Kristen, I know you're going to listen to this. Those cigars were amazing. I already burnt through that big one, and I just smoked one of those blondies. The
100%.
The light roast. That's a light roast. Kind of the same. It's the same brand. I know that for sure, but I don't think it's the same smoke.
I like these little ones.
I do too. It's a quick smoke.
Yeah, it gets a quick smoke.
Don't get me wrong. I love the big ones too when I'm doing something like this. I know that I have an hour's worth of time where I can sit down and enjoy it.
Yep. When you're just chilling, a big old fatty is the way to go. But these little ones, man, they're nice too. And just fucking puff on, got the flavor. It's good. It's really good.
Now, by no means am I telling anybody to start a nicotine habit. Please do not. If you haven't started yet, you're doing great. Because I told myself, my mom makes fun of me to this day because my mom and dad both smoked, and Cameron and I used to dog the shit out of them. Oh, you're smoking. That's bad for you. They told us in school how bad that is for you.
Yeah.
Then you grow up and start vaping and the nicotine pouches, and it's easy to just grab a quick gas station cigar. And unfortunately, I'm going to go ahead and release all this shit because I need to get it off my chest and finally tell somebody. My buddies at work, and Stevens included, have known for a while, especially my partner. We make it a thing on our smartwatches that we have, back to technology being so fucking smart the way it is. Just randomly through the day, we'll both check our heart rates. And he always asks, he's like, what's your heart rate? What's your average running today? And I know I've had high blood pressure. I've had it for a while. I was just being stubborn. I'm like, you know what? It is what it is. I need to just eat healthier, be healthier, whatever. I mentioned in the podcast I'm 275-ish, But my partner he kept dogging on me. He's like, dude, you need to get on track, especially for your family history. He's like, that's crazy how high your heart rate runs. And I'm not going to mention how high my heart rate normally is or what my blood pressure was when I had it checked, but went to bed one night and I had this weird chest pain, and I was like, man, I just need to get this shit checked out. Turn around, go to the doctor's office. Hey, you've got high blood pressure. And they put me back on this medicine that I was on before. It's another thing that grinds my fucking gears if you really want to get into it. It's the fucking side effects for medicine, but I ain't going to get too far into it. I just know this new medicine that I have, the side effect on it is fucking not sleeping well because my body's used to pushing the blood out at a high pressure. Take those blood pressure meds, my body has no fucking clue what to do because it feels like the blood's just fucking trickling out of my heart. And I was telling Stevens there today, I was like, man, these last 2-3 days I've been getting like 3-4 hours of sleep max, and that's split, not all in one setting. It's driving me nuts. But if there's one thing that you guys do take away from this podcast, take care of yourselves. Yourself comes first. You've only got one body, and you have to take care of it. My partner told me, he said, Elliot, he said, I know you like riding your bike. He said, would you rather be doing 50 at 25 years old, or would you rather 50 people be standing around your casket at 25 years old?
Right on.
I'm like, come on, Ice, fucking take the knife out of my heart, would you? Jesus Christ. But everything he said is true. I got to take care of myself. I got to do what's best for me.
Yeah, you have to. I mean, sometimes, unfortunately, fortunately for you, you realize it's, I don't know, it's kind of good and bad. You're young, you shouldn't be going through this shit already, but,
The
you know,
doctor said that's a good thing for me, realizing this at a young age,
yes,
that I can make the lifestyle choices. Now, am
right.
I going to try to eat a little bit healthier? A little bit. I still like my cheeseburgers.
Because some people they ain't that fortunate. They wait, and it sneaks up on them when
Yeah,
they're at a much older age, and at that point, there's so much damage that has been done. At that point, it's not a whole lot of fixing that they can do.
right.
Or, you know, let's face the facts: the money that's involved in medication, like people with diabetes, insulin, the cost of insulin
Yep.
and everything. I mean, you hear the stories that I'm sure most people know a diabetic and what they go through every day and how much it costs them every day. At some point in life, we want to retire. And we actually work with guys. I've worked with guys prior to this place that can't retire because of the amount of health issues that either A, he has or his wife has, whether it's diabetes
Right.
or, something to do with smoking or
Yep.
being overweight, bad life choices, but the cost, not just the personal cost, but the cost out of your pocket to help you stay alive is a big deal too,
Yep.
because there's many of guys I know that aren't unable to retire because of the cost of medical insurance
Right.
for the fact of what shape that they're in. So by all means, I'm not going to be the one that preach to acquire because on technicality, yeah, I'm big structured. I like work. I like muscle tone, like in my chest, my arms and shit. But I'm definitely not stupid enough to realize that's where my all my extra weight is. Like I'm 265,
But
and
is it muscle or is it fat?
no, it's mainly a lot of extra fat. My prime, and I know my prime is because out of high school, my early fucking 20s, my weight, the way how I looked, how good I felt,
Right.
my prime is 215, 220.
That's like when I got out of where when I was in high school playing football. I mean, I was a lineman, so I was heavier set. But I used to have people comment all the time because my shoulder muscles
Mhm.
were fucking just ripped
Mhm.
at one point in time. But I just never was a gym rat. I wasn't a huge fan of going to the gym, and I need to start working on my cardio. But it's funny because the doctor goes, "Well, Mr. Elliott," she goes, "there's a few things you can do to help lower your blood pressure." I said, "Yeah." She gave me a few of them, and she goes, "Well, do you smoke?" And I said, "Well," I said, "yes and no." I said, "I used to vape. I quit vaping, but I said I smoke an occasional cigar, especially now that I'm doing the podcast. I smoke cigars, but I did quit vaping altogether, and I don't smoke cigarettes or anything like that. So I'm not inhaling this cigar, which people don't. They don't care. They're like, okay, yeah, you smoke. Check the box. Okay, do you use any other nicotine products? Well, yeah, I don't rub, but I got these nicotine pouches, just a straight nicotine, not the tobacco. Oh, okay, so you rub? No, I don't rub tobacco. I rub the nic. Oh, check the box. I'm
Mm.
like, God damn it.
Yeah.
And she like, do you drink alcohol? And I said, well, just about as occasionally as I smoke a cigar. Well, how often is that? Well, here lately it's been once a week when I record the podcast sometimes, or it just depends. I don't fucking know.
Yeah.
This lady's asking me all these questions I don't fucking know. She's like, well, it would be very beneficial to cut back on the alcohol, cut back on the nicotine, because those things will raise your blood pressure. And look what the fuck I'm doing. I'm sitting here with a cigar in my hand and a beer in my other. But there's some lifestyle choices that I'm just not ready to. Everybody, I thought about this on the way home. A friend of mine used to tell me, he said, I could quit anytime I wanted to.
Yeah.
And I'm like, no, you can't. Stop fucking telling yourself that. Well, I really can, Elliot. I think I could quit anytime I wanted to. Well, do you want to? Well,
Mhm.
no. I said, then you can't fucking
Then
quit.
you can't. Yep, you're
Yeah,
right.
prove to me that you can quit. I wanted to quit nicotine. I mean, it's an expensive fucking habit.
Um.
Go ahead and pause right here. I'll let you answer the door for a kid. It's fine. Don't yell at them. They didn't do anything wrong. So I told you that we were going to finish on this topic, and then I wanted to get on the
Yeah.
fucking funny train of this episode because
Uh oh.
I have something that
Mr.
I want to
Comedian.
ask you again.
All right.
I heard somebody else talking about this in another podcast, and I want to get your opinion on it.
Okay.
Lingerie, overrated or underrated?
Overrated.
Really?
Yeah,
Okay.
100%.
Go ahead. I'll
Nah,
let you.
nah,
Now, I'll
do
tell you mine in a minute. Go ahead.
do I hate lingerie? No.
No.
Am I a fan of lingerie? Not necessarily.
Okay.
It gets in my way. You know what I mean? Because look, seeing my wife naked is doing the same thing for me as I see her in lingerie. The part I don't like about lingerie is she is trying to turn you on. She's trying to be sexy, right? That's the whole point about the lingerie. Just so the air is cleared, I don't need it to get to that point.
Right.
You know, I'm perfectly peel them fucking clothes off and let me see the real deal. You know, I'm
Yeah.
good with that. But and then you get into the foreplay and you know, you can't really touch. You can, but there's still the fabric or the underwear or whatever is there. You can't legit touch it.
Skin to skin.
So now it's just getting you more excited, you know. And us guys, we know that an extreme amount of fucking foreplay is bad, just bad. You pop like a motherfucker, and within, you know, pump in and pump out, you're done. You know.
I feel that.
But is it sexy? Yes. Should everybody experience their wife in lingerie? Yes. You know.
I didn't give you this option. I probably should have because I think you would change your answer. If I would give you the overrated, underrated, or properly rated, would you still say it's overrated?
Yeah, I would probably stick to my answer as then it's overrated.
I think I'm right on the borderline of overrated and properly rated, and I'll tell you why. I found this out about myself a long time ago. I am a huge fan of lace. Love
Lace?
it. Lace is my jam.
Okay.
I like it.
All right. Yeah, I mean
So
it's
now, granted, I am in the same boat as you. I do not think you need to go and spend hundreds of dollars on
No.
something that's just covering up a
the
little bit.
goods.
Now, I understand where women would kind of. It's like a bow. It's like a present. You have to take the wrapping
Yeah, you have
paper.
to unwrap it. Yep.
But I'm the same way as you. I'm like, peel them panties off and show me your boobies.
Hell
Jesus
yeah.
Christ. I didn't know I had to fucking run a marathon. I thought I was just doing a
Right.
sprint here, getting
Right.
done what needed to be done, and that's it.
Yep.
I'm somewhere in between there, but I don't have a problem with it. I just wanted to see because I know a lot of guys are like, abso-fucking-lutely not. Get that fucking shit out.
No,
But I don't think you need to be going and spending hundreds of dollars on fucking shit.
no. I would
A
throw
little bit of lace, matching lace bra on
if it
underwear
got
is
to that point, I would
lingerie enough for
definitely
me.
throw a fit with her over that. That is unnecessary at
Yeah.
that point, 100%. You know, is it every once in a while that you get surprised if it's an occasion, if it's an anniversary, every once in a while, like because let's face it, you're used to fucking peeling them clothes off, or you walking in and it's already fucking naked. You know, every once in a while you fucking
Something different.
something different. You
Yeah.
walk in, you open the fucking door, and it's like,
Ta-da.
ta-da, and it's like, oh shit, you know, it's nice.
You're naked, but you're not. I don't know how to feel about this.
You know what's going on here? What? And then you know, as a man, you're like, shit. What occasion is it? What the fuck? What did I miss?
What
What
did
is
I
it?
fuck
Is it
up?
anniversary? What fucking month is it? What day is it? Oh fuck, 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 fuck. You
What
know?
excuse can I think
And
of
she's
really
like,
fast?
do I not excite you? Because of course I'm sitting here fucking not that this has happened to me, but you're running through your fucking head 100 mile an hour, like what I miss, what I miss, what I do, what's the occasion? Is it an anniversary? Is it a birthday? Well, what did I do? Job promotion? Nope, definitely not it. So at this point, you're not thinking with your dick, you're thinking with your fucking head, and then you know, and that backlash is like, do I not excite you? Does this not excite you? You know, like no,
Your reaction is 9/10 of the ball game.
yeah. It's nice. I'm not pro lingerie. I would lean more towards, you know, it being on a con, you know, me creating a bunch of cons about it being on my no-go list. But I do understand at the same time. Like it's an exciting is it as exciting if that's your bedroom toy, you know, if it's what you experience every day? No. That shit gets like just take that shit off. So I don't have to, you know, because lingerie is difficult. You don't necessarily. It's not like a bra and panties.
Yeah.
Panties, you can fucking slip your finger under it, peel them fuckers right off. Bra, you fucking unlatch it. You're good to go. Lingerie goes on a whole different style.
Yeah.
Whether it's tied on, zipped on, whatever it is, and the shit's on there, and it's meant to be fucking tight fitting. It's a little harder to get off, and then you feel like if you hear that little thread rip when you're trying to peel the panties off, it's like,
depending on how much they spend on it.
yeah, it's like, fuck, I just ruined $100 pair of fucking panties that are missing half of its fucking fabric.
Do me a favor real quick.
What?
Say the word panties again.
Panties.
Panties. Kristen hates that word.
Panties?
It's like moist. Yeah, she doesn't like it at all.
Really?
Yeah, it bothers her. I fucking like saying it.
Yeah, dropping panties.
Drop them panties.
Get them off there. Or better yet, don't wear them at all. You make daddy's job easier.
I'm down for that. But like I said, I am big about, and this is just a thing for me, maybe it's not for other guys. If a female has confidence about herself, it is a huge turn on for me. Huge.
Yes. 100. Yep.
You do not have to look like fucking.
Dude, we just say it. We all.
You don't have to look like a fucking porn star.
No, you don't.
No.
And that's what women need to understand right now.
When Kristen shows that ounce of confidence, I fucking set the hook and I rip the fucking fish's lips off when I pull that motherfucker because I love it. I can't even describe it.
Yeah.
I love the confidence. Even if you don't feel sexy in your own skin, but you just rock it. Whatever you've got.
Yep.
That fucking rocks
Express
my world. Yes.
And just know us on the other side, we are envy of that. Like,
yes, absolutely.
We like that. Be confident with yourself. Because regardless, okay, women get in this bad habit, okay? I don't care if you're 100 pounds soaking wet or if you're 300 pounds soaking wet. It's a confidence thing. It has nothing to do with how you look.
No, not at all.
And I'll be the first one to fucking tell you, thick is the way to go, my dude.
Yeah, you goddamn right.
Period. Why are you trying to sit there and rattle a fucking bag of bones, and feel like you're hurting something or you getting hurt in the fucking process because there ain't no fucking cushion.
It does not matter for me at all. I just love the confidence. It just
hands down, give me a thicker girl. Give me one that's got some fucking thighs and like my wife, and that's got a booty on her. Ain't nobody worrying about that little fucking tummy you got going on. It's a lot more attractive. But
yes.
women don't see it that way, man. They just really don't. And you can speak until you're blue in the face. They're overweight, and that's something. It's hard to talk to them about because no matter how you say it, it comes off wrong.
Yep.
You tell them that, like, look, that's something you got to work on. That's your confidence. I do not see you like that. I don't see you as that. They will never hear you because they think you're telling them what they want to hear.
Yeah.
But when you drop that, like you drop that fucking word, like work on it. Be more confident. You need to be more confident about yourself.
Not work on it as like if you want change, because I know how that fucking works. If you see a problem, you go fix. No, I'm not saying that at all.
Don't do that.
Just the confidence aspect. Work on that confidence, baby girl.
Yeah.
Because it is sexy as hell.
Hell yeah.
I don't give a fuck what you weigh. I don't give a fuck what you look like. If you got confidence,
yeah,
oh man,
it is what it is. The fact of it is, I'm with my wife. You're with Kristen. We've already made our choice.
Yeah.
We've already seen them naked. We've already diddled.
Yeah.
And we still allow them to come back. That's what
Kristen told me before. She's like, she wanted to plan a vacation or something. She's like, well, if we're still together at this time, I think it would be cool to plan something. I'm like, what do you mean? If we're still together? She's like, well, I don't know. You may have
like,
she's like, just in case, like if we don't work
out. No,
out.
there ain't no just in case.
That's what I told her. I said, I don't know if you realize this, but I am way too committed now at this point just to fucking cut all ends loose and be done.
Yeah.
I've already passed go and collected $200. I can't go backwards.
Right. But that's because of other reasons.
No, that's exactly what she said. She said there are other guys that will put this much effort into it to get laid and then fucking take off.
Yeah.
I've never been that kind of guy, nor will I ever be that kind of guy. I've had my feelings played with. It's not fun. I'm not going to put a woman through that. Now, when I hooked up with Kristen, I told her, I said, I'm looking to I don't know what I'm looking for. I said, we'll just see where this goes. And
And
she is just,
that's how it was with Tasha too.
I mean,
Out of a bad marriage, bullshit fucking relationship.
Yeah.
I didn't
you start off seeing where things go, and the next thing you know,
I didn't have something in mind. Contrary to what women think, man.
Yeah.
I don't
I don't have a type.
I don't
Please tell
have
me
a
you don't have a type. Thank you.
Like,
I don't have a type.
I'm
It doesn't
not
fucking matter.
specifically
No.
looking for something.
If you can make me laugh and are crazy enough that I can put up with it on a daily basis, that we're cool. That's my type. If you want to give me a type,
Yep. If you're blonde, if you're brown,
don't give a
if
shit.
you're fucking gray, that shit doesn't matter. And guys, oh, I like blonde girls. Yeah, okay, maybe, but trust when we say, because of our guy talk. Guys talk amongst themselves. It's not. It doesn't matter if you got blonde hair,
the little details
brown hair,
don't matter.
brunette, red. It doesn't fucking matter. There's a lot of things that go into marrying a woman. Am I right? Tell me now. Granted, I married a fucking ex-wife of mine because I was young and dumb, right? And when it seemed like that was a way to go. When you become a grown ass fucking man and you realize priorities, you've already been through bad relationships. You know what love is. There's a lot of things that you're not looking for. You don't At that point, you don't know what good and bad is. You just know it as it happens. That doesn't fall with a fucking price tag on whether you're blonde, you're brown, you're brunette, you're fucking tall, you're short, you're skinny, whatever it is. It's whatever falls in your lap. In your situation, Kristen fell in your lap. My wife fell in my lap. We've made that decision. We made that choice, and you would have known about it if it was a choice we didn't want within a couple weeks.
Oh, yeah.
Whatever it is. If
you can test drive a car and find out pretty quickly if it's a car you're gonna want to take home.
You're not going to stick with this chick and put all effort in.
That's what I told her
for several weeks, months, a year, when there's something about it that you don't like.
Right.
No, you're just not going to do that. The fact that months into the relationship that you're still going, that means that you love everything about that person.
Yeah.
You're still not judgmental at that. The first week or two, that's when you can be judgmental.
You didn't listen to the last episode.
No, not yet.
Kristen talked about our first date when we met. I wore the nicest Harley Davidson shirt that I had, my nicest pair of jeans, and a pair of steel-toed boots.
Yep.
She dressed business casual, and she was upset because she wasn't upset. She just made a comment that, well, I thought for a first date you would have dressed a little nicer.
Oh, shit.
But I told her, I said, if you wanted the true aspect of me, I would have came with what I'm wearing now, which is a cutoff shirt and fucking gym shorts.
Right.
That's who I am. But I was like, well,
I'm definitely on point with open personalities. Don't, dude, my pet peeve is a fake motherfucker. I hate fake people. I hate it. Don't act one way and be a different way in a different situation. Don't be that guy, man. Don't do that to yourself. Be who you are at all fucking times.
Yeah.
Look, I'm a jeans and cut off and boot kind of guy. Am I going to wear that to a serious thing? Probably not the cutoff.
Right.
I'm wearing the jeans and a boot and a nice shirt and a hat because that's my swag.
Right.
We all have that swag.
That's naturally
we have
how
our relaxing. We have our, okay, we're going to Walmart, and we have, okay, we're going to Olive Garden.
Right. I'm not going to wear a sleeveless shirt and basketball shorts to
absolutely
Olive Garden.
not. But I'm also not, just because of how we are, we're not going to fucking Olive Garden in a suit and tie neither.
Exactly.
It's just not how.
But I told Kristen, I said, I gave you the realist part of me that I felt was necessary. Man, that's good beer.
And what does that do? Back to what we're saying. What does that do?
I'm not a fake person.
You're not fake. That gives her the opportunity to realize who you are right there within day one. If it's not day one, she realizes in a couple weeks, because you're not fake. You're not trying to pretend to be somebody. Now, what's the problem that a lot of people get into is getting with a fucking fake person that has two different ways about themselves, and they put on this act for you for the first several months because they felt like that's what you liked, right? And then, but eventually it comes out.
Yeah.
One way or the other, you're who you are, and it will come out. But at that point in time, a year into the fucking relationship, it's like, well, wait a minute, what are you doing?
Where was this at
Where
when we first met?
where was this at? And then now you got problems, you got
Yeah.
complications. So it goes back, be 100% who you are, and even doubles on to, like I said, like with her questioning, my wife's questioning, even my questioning. Knock that fucking questioning off, because we had that determination within the first week or two that we're with you. We had the power. You didn't choose for us.
Yeah.
We didn't. It ain't like you guys put us in some kind of fucking mind wrap. Like, you will choose us, and then we'll deal with this problem later. No, I was in bed with you. I looked at you. I seen you. I felt you. I held your hand. I went in public with you. And then I also made the choice for you to keep coming back and me coming forward. I've already made my choice. Everything
Right.
about you, I am on point with. I
Right.
like it. I'm good. That's where I go into months, years into a relationship. Stop that shit. I made that determination back from day one.
Yeah.
Now, I'm still not making that determination
The
now.
day that I told Kristen I loved her, I knew in my heart and everything in there that
Looks,
this is
personality.
where I'm going. I
Yep.
am not going to deviate from this. It
Yep.
doesn't matter.
Right.
So from that point on, it is what it is. And I'm sorry to say that if that bothered her, but I know it didn't. But that's just the way this train's moving. And nothing's going to change that for me. But yeah, like I said, that's just, I'm set in my ways. This is the way I'm going with it. And that's like she said, she doesn't, and I understand why she doesn't. Don't get me wrong. But she said that she does not want to invite herself to things that I'm invited to. 'Cause she doesn't feel like we're on that level yet. I told her, I said, I don't know if you know this or not, but the way I look at it is we are a team.
Mhm.
If Stevens invites me somewhere, I'm very sure, and you can correct me if I'm wrong. If he invites me somewhere, he's expecting you probably to be there with me, or he wouldn't have invited me.
No, you're wrong. No, I'm just kidding.
I was gonna say I
No,
know
for
who you
sure.
are as a
Like,
person.
I
The
obviously.
same thing with the wedding invitation that my buddy sent me. On the envelope, he put Clayton Elliott and Kristen Clem. She was amazed by that. She's like, I just think it's cool that your friends think of me like that. Like, we're a team. I said, that's how I think of us.
Yeah.
We are a team. If I'm going somewhere and my friend, like if it's like a Boy Scout meeting, that's different, and she understands that.
Right.
Like, that's just dudes talking,
Mhm.
whatever. But if it's hey, we're just out kicking it, you wanna come hang out? I told her, I said,
Yeah,
that anybody is expecting us, if you're with me, to show up as a team.
100%. Like, I'm not going to sit here and like, yo, we're having a fire.
Yeah,
Come out and hang, and then Kristen show up and be like, "What the fuck are you doing here?"
exactly.
And, like, I know she's a part of your life. I know, that she, from everything I've seen and heard and we talked about, she's a big part of your life. So, of course, and I may not be perfect. I may not every time be like, because I'm thinking of them the same way you're thinking. Like, I may not say, "Hey, do you and Kristen want to come over here to this fire?"
Right, 'cause a lot of people
No,
don't know what days we hang out, but at the
I'm,
same time,
yeah, I'm like, dude, come to the fire. Of course, I'm going to expect Kristen to be there, and if she's not there, that's what I'm going to ask you. Like, where's your girl at, dude?
right,
So yeah, I mean, a team. I'm 100% on board with you, man. Team, dude. You are a couple. You're gonna. The more you get into it, like me, and being fucking married, your lives are going to be shared as one. There's no other way that it should be besides being a
exactly,
team. If not, there's complications, man.
right.
There's issues.
And she even said, like, there are times we don't have to be stuck up each other's ass
No,
24/7.
no,
There
no, no.
is time where she's gonna do her thing with
Yep.
her friends, and I'm gonna do my thing with mine, and she's
Girls' night,
perfectly okay with that.
dudes' night.
Exactly.
know.
She is perfectly okay with that. That's what I love about her, because she fucking gets it.
Yeah.
There's some bitches that don't. That drives me nuts.
100%.
Speaking of confidence, do you have self-confidence? Where do you think you rate your self-confidence at?
My
1 to 10.
self-confidence, 1 through 10, I would probably put myself at a 7.5.
I was gonna say 7.5. That's fucking hilarious. I'm
Yep.
not perfect. I know that by
Right.
all means, but I'm not the fucking bottom of the burn barrel that you
No.
scrape the ashes
Hell
off.
no.
I mean, I feel like I'm a pretty decent catcher.
Yeah, hell yeah, you are.
I put myself out there like I'm that. If I'm not, then whatever. But I do. I know how much I like confidence in a woman.
Yeah.
So I could only imagine what it's like for a woman to see a guy have confidence in themselves.
Absolutely.
You
You
know?
know, that's why a lot of girls make the mistakes of going for a bad boy, because a bad boy gives off.
That's why Kristen fucked up. She saw the Tinder profile and she was like, "Oh, this is gonna be a rebound guy," and I fucked her whole world up.
Yeah, I mean, the girls run for the bad guys because they seem to have everything going on, right? They seem to have good confidence. You know, they like to have fun. Their energy, blah blah blah. Little are they thinking at the point they got so much energy because they're always fucking running from the goddamn cops, you know, or because they're so fucking high off fucking powder that they don't have any other choice. They've been locked up 5 billion fucking times, you know. Regardless, it's the wrong impressions that can be given off
Yeah.
sometimes. But yeah, 7.5 for sure. There's things that I think could be better, but when I walk out my fucking door, you know, I'm good. I feel good. You know, I walk tall. You know, but I'm not over. I put myself at 7.5 because I'm not overconfident.
Yeah, I don't
You
want to
know,
be
I'm not
overconfident.
cocky.
Yeah.
You know, I know I'm not the prettiest thing walking down the fucking
Kristen
street.
could definitely leave me and find better.
You know,
Why
but
she settled for me, I have no idea. But
as far as my self being goes, hell, I know I'm okay. I fucking work. I make a paycheck. I know I feel like I look decent. You know, I'm like I can hang and I like to have a good time. Like it's, you know, I'm not some fucking bum living on a fucking couch eating potato chips, playing fucking video games in my mom and dad's basement. You know, so fact of it is, I'm doing all right.
when I got out of college, I had just enough money saved up to pay the down deposit and the first month's rent on this place that I wanted, and I was coming back, getting into work, and my boss owned this place that I'm renting still now. And I just, my mom was even like, if you want a little bit to get up on your feet, you're more than welcome. Like, I
Mm-hmm.
understand it's going to be difficult for you. And I told her, I said, I feel like I need to hit the ground running. I need to do something. And I have the money set back. I said, I'm just going to do it. There's a huge possibility that I'm going to fall flat on my face. I know that. But isn't this what life is? I mean,
Mm-hmm.
what is life if you don't fucking roll the dice every once in a while and take a chance?
Yeah.
If you play it safe the whole time and you're going to surround yourself in bubble wrap, by all means, but expect the life that comes with that.
Yep. Yeah. I mean, you're right. You're really right. You know, the first person that's
Small
come.
victories. I will take that and I'll leave it on this podcast because Kristen and I said in the last episode, which you haven't listened to yet, I take the victories and I try to remember them the best I can. I told Kristen I win 1% of the time. And out of that 1%, I forget 99.9% of the times that I win.
Yeah.
She said on the podcast that she wins 99.9% of the time and remembers 100% of them. And I was like, that is bullshit.
Bullshit.
It shouldn't be that way.
No. Nope.
Sorry to cut you off. I just thought that was funny.
No. No. I'm just sitting here thinking about like you say people were wrapping themselves in bubble wrap and shit. But yeah, just for whatever reason, like the first person that's popping in my head is Howie.
Howie.
The fucking he was the Deal or No Deal guy on TV.
Yeah.
Deal or No Deal. He does America's Got Talent and shit.
Yeah.
No, but he's a fucking germaphobe. That dude, he does not touch anybody. He does not shake nobody's hands. He he's weird
Really?
about all that stuff. You know, and it makes you wonder, like you you weren't born that way. You know what I mean? You didn't.
Right.
You weren't born and came out
They
of the
say
vagina.
the best thing for little babies and kids to do is stick shit in their mouth because the germs and stuff that build up your immune system.
Right.
Yeah.
100%. So maybe I don't know. That's just me being judgmental. I don't know the dude's fucking that health history. If he's got certain disease that if something like that could kill him, I don't know. But for whatever reason, I'm like when we're talking about that, that's the first guy that popped up in my head.
The next thing I noticed too, you mentioned germaphobe. I think the pandemic turned a lot of people into germaphobes. I really didn't give a shit.
Hell no.
I didn't because I was like, if you're gonna get it, you're gonna get it. Now, granted, I knew it was hard on old people because their immune systems are weak as it is, but I'm like, I'm treating it like it's a flu. I'm like, eventually I'm just gonna get this. It's gonna pass. It's gonna do its thing, and it is what it is.
Well, because you thought on the level that most unbrainwashed people thought of. You know, I'm telling you, dude, that's complete. You're brainwashed. Period. You know, tell me where it's good for you to 100%, or okay, let's knock it down a little bit. 90% of your day, it's okay for you to wear a fucking mask. Tell me that that's okay for you, because it's not.
Right.
There's no study, no nothing that's backing that it is perfectly healthy for you. No, it cuts your oxygen levels down, and it stops your fucking immune system from working properly and fighting the battles in your body that naturally happens. Wearing a mask 90% of the time, you're killing yourself slowly but surely. You're just like I said, you're cutting your oxygen level down. You're not getting as much oxygen and what's the other shit? That carbon dioxide? No, not carbon dioxide.
Monoxide.
Whatever.
Nah, fuck. I don't know. I'm way too drunk to know, Steven.
No, it sounded like a fucking retard. You breathe out something, whatever.
Carbon monoxide.
GTS.
Carbon monoxide is the shit that you're like fucking
that you're not supposed to breathe in, right?
Well, yeah, because it's in your carbon monoxide detectors in your. I'm a firefighter. We need to fucking take this out because I should know this and I don't because I'm way too inebriated to fucking think straight.
But same thing, immune system, man. If fucking you're not allowing, you're shutting down your immune system. You're not allowing your immune system to work like it should be working.
Right.
Brainwash. They straight brainwash your ass. They're telling you to do something that they made you feel like is protecting yourself, but in the long run, you're hurting yourself. You're better off of letting your immune system do what it's supposed to.
Yeah.
You know what? People wonder why people in a day live to be so fucking long. Well, because they didn't get brainwashed by all this shit. They lived natural. Your body was equipped by God to handle most circumstances. Yeah, about the only truth behind fucking COVID was wash your fucking hands. By God, if you're a hand washer now, good for you. That's what you should have fucking listened to.
Yeah.
That could prevent a lot of things from happening. But wearing a fucking mask, and I'm sorry if you did, but going and taking a fucking vaccine that nobody fucking knew of or had any fucking study on at all, no.
The company that I worked for before and the company that you and I work for now both offered us fucking incentives.
You keep talking. I'm go.
Okay. I'm stealing one of your nicotine pouches, even though I know it's bad for me. Sorry, I keep bumming your pouches. I forgot where I was going with that train and I left it. I was telling Stevens that I knew this episode was running along and we're sitting talking. And I would love to hear feedback from you guys. If you could, please jump on Facebook. Let me know what you guys think. Shoot me a Facebook message.
For real.
Reach out in any way possible. I've got an Instagram that I've tagged before. It's all in my link tree. But I told him, I said, I've done half-hour episodes. I've listened to podcasts that are half-hour episodes, and it feels like people are just starting to scratch the surface at a half hour. And this is my opinion. You guys tell me if you feel any different. At an hour, I think is a good running pace. I think you can get a lot out in an hour. An hour and a half is okay if you've got good content, but you're starting to lose me at an hour and a half. And I was telling Stevens too, I said, this episode I know is going to run long. And he told me to just go ahead and drop it. And I really would like to because it's all good content. I hate cliffhangers just as much as the next person does. Like, if you're going to show me something, show me the end of the tunnel too. Let's take the whole fucking ride to this.
Yeah, I mean, you can, like, in my opinion, you can still separate it, but give the user the option. You know what I mean? So,
I see what you're saying. Drop 2 episodes.
Drop 2 episodes.
Kristen was saying that I could do that, but she said it sets me up. I'm starting to record weekly now, and a lot of people like that.
Yeah.
Instead of the bi-weekly, because I found out what works best for my schedule. Now, me saying that right now, I normally drop episodes on Wednesday. Keep an eye on the podcast, guys, if you're listening. I don't know if I'm going to continue on Wednesdays or if I'm going to switch to Saturdays because my schedule's getting ready to change. And I know Wednesdays work best for me because I had Monday, Tuesdays off. That was good. And now I'm getting ready to have Thursday, Fridays off, so I don't know if Saturday will work out better for me or not. But just keep an eye out for you. Let's keep the
Oh,
train rolling.
so I haven't yet, and I haven't looked yet. I mean, is there notification things that you like on Google or
Yeah, absolutely.
like where it will notify you when something news drops?
I'll drop Altier's name because he's a new listener to the podcast. He didn't know I was doing it. He had no idea.
Really?
He was at work one day, and Lucas, I'll drop her name too. Jesus Christ, I'll just fucking throw everybody
Name
out
drop
here.
everybody.
Fuck yeah. Here we go. Here's my.
Let's run down the list.
No, let's not.
Who's number one?
Let's not, because I'm pretty sure I
Let's
can't.
do a survey on who we think the best motherfucker is and who the piss poor motherfucker is.
Survey says. But
Until
anyway,
next time.
Lucas was standing there in roll call, and she's like, "Hey, I was listening to your podcast, this and that." Altier's like, "You got a podcast?" I'm like, "Oh yeah, man, I got a podcast." And of course, I don't know how old he is, but he's a good dude. Kristen wants me to tell you that I introduced him to Boy Scout meeting too, because you're not on third shift anymore. So him and I
Who?
have been Altier.
Oh, Altier, yeah, Altier's a good dude.
So him and I have been sitting out in the parking lot. She's like, "You need to tell Stevens right now that you have a new bromance brewing." I said, "I don't have a bromance with Altier." I said, "He's just a good dude that I like to talk to."
You better not fucking.
I'm not cheating
replace
on you.
me.
Don't fucking worry about it. I promise I'm
Jeez,
not.
Thank
We're
you,
committed.
Kristen, for thinking of me, because your fella wasn't. I'm just now.
I was
hearing
thinking about you.
No, you wasn't. You allowed some dude to take over my Boy Scout time.
You're not on second shift anymore.
Come to third shift.
No, I'm not coming to third. Anyway, get back on point. So Altier's like, "Well, how do I find it?" And I was like, "Just go to the podcast app on your phone. That's the easiest way to do it because you have an Apple iPhone." Well, how do I do that? I don't know where it's at. So of course I fucking got him all on there, set him up with notifications. So now he gets notifications when the podcast comes up. He said he was gonna start listening to them, but it's just I forget even where I was going with that story. But
Yeah, because I said something about notification.
yeah, you can get notifications. Yeah,
You know.
doesn't matter what you
But
use, whether
you said
you use
that
Spotify.
Altier was a new listener. He hasn't fucking. He didn't even know.
Didn't even know. Yep.
Yeah, that you were doing it.
But yeah, there's definite ways. Whether you're on Spotify, Google Podcast, or Apple Podcast.
Yeah, I'm glad to do
If
that.
you follow, I'll set it up on your phone or show you how to do it. I don't know. What do you listen to?
Google.
Spotify or
Google.
Podcast?
Yep.
Oh yeah, because you don't have a fucking iPhone.
Nope. Fuck iPhone.
You can subscribe, and when you subscribe, it'll say allow notifications.
Oh, maybe I'm not. I'm pretty sure I subscribed.
There might be a little bell up in the corner or three dots.
Okay.
You have to click that, and it'll say, "Would you like to get notifications?"
Okay, cool. So like YouTube, pretty much like you can with YouTube.
Yeah, same
subscribe
thing.
and hit the
Yep, you
bell.
can subscribe to me. And I like so far. I'm not going to put out a Patreon. And for those who don't know what a Patreon is,
Me? What the fuck are you even talking about?
okay, so a Patreon is a lot of podcasts set it up to where they'll drop episodes bi-weekly, but if you pay a $5 subscription, I'll drop an episode weekly.
Okay.
And it's content that nobody else will hear unless you're paying the $5 subscription a month.
Oh no.
I'm
don't
not
do
like that. I don't,
No.
my content's out there for anybody.
Yeah.
I feel like if I want to reach out to as many people as I can, I should make free content.
Well, you said it long before now that you're not out to make money doing
I'm really
this.
not. I would like to get some sort of sponsor
And
on
I'm
the podcast.
not asking you to pay me fucking money to fucking talk. I'm
not going
I like
to.
talking to you.
Sorry,
you know,
sorry about
so-
your luck, but even if I was getting some money out of this,
Hey, maybe a little
I'd shave
bit
a little
knee
off the
action.
top. But now, if I get a sponsorship and somebody's like, "Hey, instead of giving you
100%.
money, I'll give you
You
fucking
get product?
product." Oh
Hell
yeah.
Get it
I'll
on it.
sponsor these little fellers right here. I'll sponsor the cigars that we smoke. I'll fucking sponsor. There's a local brewery I want to get a hold
Rain.
of.
You need to get Rain on board.
I'm not that big
That would
yet.
save me a bunch
Like
of money.
this shit, like the cigars and the alcohol that we drink, they're not going to sponsor me because I have like 230 listeners out of all my episodes.
The only thing I don't like about that idea is having to talk about a product you don't like.
Well,
You know
that's
what I mean?
the thing. If I'm going to get sponsored by something, I want to use that product.
Yeah, for sure.
There's another company I want to reach out to that multiple podcasters use. I use their shit and I love it. Yes, but I'm not going to put that in there because if you drop their
Oh.
name, they're like, "Oh, that's free advertisement. Why would we pay you for
Okay.
that now?"
100%.
But there's a product that I use that I really like, and if I can get them on board, I know they offer some podcasts. I mean, they're bigger podcast things. They offer them 20% off and free shipping. And I could
No
talk good.
shit.
Yeah.
Dude, I did you.
Do you
I
have
would-
one?
No.
Okay. If you want one, let
similar.
me know. Okay. Never mind.
But
I was gonna say if you want one, let me know because I know a podcast that gives you the discount code, and you get 20% off your total plus free shipping.
oh no shit.
I hooked my dad up. He got the
Yeah, because
he got the newest one.
they're getting into products too. Like
Okay. Yeah, I'll keep you up. But anyway, that's definitely a big thing for me. I'm not gonna sponsor fucking Joe Schmo's fucking moped shop when I don't own a moped. You know what I mean?
No, I ain't riding a fucking moped, and
No,
I'm not going.
exactly.
I don't want to sit there and try to tell somebody to fucking get out and go ride a moped.
Exactly.
So that's kind of where I am too. Like,
I'm gonna, if I want to sponsor, I'm gonna get. But there is some local breweries opening up that are new businesses that I think would be
damn straight.
beneficial. I think would be beneficial to them, and I think would be beneficial to me.
100%. You know, give me something new to try. I will tell you. And but the thing about me, you know, when you got me on your show, is you asked me about it. I'm 100% honest. You know, I'm not gonna sit there. I'm not gonna sit there and act like I like something I don't.
Right.
I'm gonna let you know that I don't like it. And I'm gonna tell you why I don't fucking like it. But when it comes to alcohol, it's kind of hard to fucking hand me something I don't like.
I'm gonna have to cut all this out because we're dropping a shit ton of names and everybody's getting free
Oh
advertisement. But
shit!
it's okay. Don't worry
Shit.
about it. But yeah, I definitely want to look into trying to get something small for sure, something going, because I don't have much invested in this shit. So if I don't make any money off of this, I really don't give two fucks.
No, dude,
I could
this
care
is fun.
less.
You know,
And I was
we do it anyways.
you put it exactly the words that were going to come out of my mouth. A lot of people have reached out to me. They haven't said a whole lot like of feedback, but they're like, "You're doing a good thing. I really enjoy it." And I'm
Mhm.
like, I have a lot of fun. Doesn't matter who I'm with. I have a
Right.
lot of fun doing it.
You know, one listener, fucking.
I listen
300
to my
listeners.
own podcasts a lot.
Yeah.
Just because I think it's funny. I like to
Yeah.
rehear the stories. And but you know, my dad said he listens to it not just to support me as his son, but because a lot of what I talk about is super relatable. Anybody can relate to the shit that you and I kick back and talk about.
Yeah,
or
yeah,
me and
because
Kristen.
because it's what we do, right? I mean, this ain't none of this stuff what we don't talk about outside of
Oh
this.
yeah,
We talk about it anyways.
right,
You know?
exactly.
So we just bring
There
it
is
to
nothing
your
different in the
ears.
conversation you and I are having with these mics in our face.
Right.
And that's what people don't understand. Like, I think everybody thinks this is scripted. And if you think this is scripted, you are fucking
Woo,
wrong.
what are you fucking drinking?
Wrong. There's no fucking. The only thing scripted really is I texted you today and I told you to figure out what grinds your gears.
Think about something that grinds your gears.
I would like to get some more topics like that I constantly do every episode to give people something to
Yeah,
look forward to.
at least give. Yeah, I get it.
And I would love to hear feedback from you guys. So if you could, like I said in the last episode with Kristen, reach out to me. I have a Let's Get Wobbled podcast Facebook page. I have, you guys can leave a rating or review on Apple, Google, Spotify, whatever means necessary. I'll even drop my personal Facebook. It's Clayton Wobble Elliott. You don't have to be friends with me to shoot me a message. Shoot me a message and tell me what you guys think of the podcast. Are there good things about it you like? Are there bad things that you just hate about it? Is there something you guys want to hear? Any feedback is better than what I mean, I can't say better than what I'm getting now because I'm getting a lot of people saying you're doing great things.
But it's always good to hear somebody's opinion.
Yeah.
And then, like, there's many people that's got their own damn opinions, and good, give it. I want,
Right.
you know,
Even if you fucking hate this podcast, like I fucking hate it. This is awful. I listened to one episode.
cool. Let me
Tell
know
me
why.
tell me what you, how can I make this podcast better for the
you.
listener? Yeah.
Yeah, because flat out, we can talk about anything really. If there's particular subjects that somebody wants us or you to talk about, you know, and it's something that they're wanting to hear, something that may be a little bit more relatable to them. There's many a things.
Absolutely.
it's
And I'm not some kind of person that's going to hide. If I don't know what you want to hear from me or I'm not educated enough, I'll try to figure it out or I'll at least sound like I know what I'm talking about.
Yeah,
But
it's like the old saying.
I'm an open book too. If you guys want to know something about me or whatever, I don't give a flying fuck. I'll tell whatever,
Yeah.
you know. But I'm not. I would just love to get somebody to just the first person jump on and say, "Hey, I was just kind of wondering about this," and then let me show you what I can do with that.
Right.
You know what I mean? Let me
Right.
help you guys out as listeners because this podcast would be nothing without the people who listen.
Listening to it.
Exactly. It
you
would
know.
just be recorded shit that I save and listen to later whenever I'm
Yeah.
old and crippled.
You know, like the old saying, you know, and you may not have the right answer, but you'll have an answer.
I'll have
You
an
know,
answer.
You know, so
And a lot of people have said that, you know,
be
I'm
expecting
very
that.
raw in my I don't pull punches.
Nope.
I'll tell you the exact way I feel. And that's just how that's the kind of person I am too. But I relate that in my podcast. It's like you said about being a fake person. When the first day I met you, I knew you weren't a fake person. I
No.
knew you were going to tell me exactly what you wanted me to know. And this is the kind of person you were. You put off a great persona. And I like that about you. And I'm not going to be the same way to anybody that I meet. I mean, that's just who I am as a person.
Yeah, so it may not be something
May not be
that
something
you want to hear.
Yeah, it may not be the answer you were looking for, but
But
fuck,
at
I'm gonna
least
give you something.
let you
Yeah.
stab at it. You know, if I get the opportunity, let me fucking stab at it. You know,
Absolutely.
just sit back and hear what the hell how you or how I want to the answer it. That's the whole. We're all curious of it, right? We're always curious of what we're thinking about. Is there's very few of us that actually think that's maybe the 100% right way.
Right.
You know, we all have that little thing in the back of our mind, like,
Yeah.
how does somebody else think about this? You know, am I the only one out here on this fucking island, or
Right. Yeah.
you know?
And if I am, that's perfectly okay.
Yeah.
I'm cool. I've set this island up for myself. But at the same time, I know what you're saying.
Like me and you don't agree on everything, right?
Right.
You know, and you say something. And granted, there's a handful of times we do. You
Handful
s-
of titties or handful of ass. We just
yeah,
talked about this on the last episode. I don't
you
agree with you, but hey, it doesn't fucking. I'm
yeah,
telling you how I feel.
right.
I think you're wrong, and that's okay.
No,
I
you're
still
wrong.
do.
You are wrong.
I'm sorry. I
But
hate to
moving
tell
on.
you. Moving on.
Agree to disagree, right?
Uh, uh, That's what I said the last time, and I still sit here and think that
No,
you're wrong, but
like
that's okay.
I keep on saying like this is my show. This is not. I keep saying as in we. This is not my show by
Well,
any means.
here's the thing. I told Kristen too. I said a lot of people have really liked our episodes because they can feel that it's not scripted.
Yeah.
I love where this episode started.
Mhm.
I don't even know where we started
Yeah,
talking
no, I
at
don't remember
3
anymore.
hours ago.
What grinds your gears?
Yeah,
That's where
well,
we
I know
started.
that, but where did we? I don't even remember what we started off on. But it just goes to show people that it is definitely not scripted. I
No.
did not come to you and say, "Hey, this is exactly what we're going to talk about today." I said, "Tell me what grinds your gears, and we'll go from there."
Yeah, here's this book that I created you prior to coming here. Read
Absolutely
off this
not.
fucking book
Yeah.
of what you're supposed to say. No, that's falling back in line. And neither one of us like fake. You know, we're not going.
Right.
I'm not going to expect you to give me the answer I want to hear. I'm coming to you and asking you because I want your opinion.
Right.
That's basically all it is, and that's all this can be.
Right.
Like you want somebody's outside opinion, just shoot it, send it. You know, send it to you. Let you talk about it on your perspective. You bring me on, let me talk about it on my perspective. You
That was
know,
what I wanted to wrap this train back up around to. But like I said, a lot of people said they really like your and I episodes, and I have a shit ton of fun sitting out here with you and doing this. And I'm so glad that we can.
Yep.
It's just the opportunity that I was given when I first started. I was like, this would be perfect
mm yeah,
to sit
dude.
down and get other people on. And I have so much fun recording with you that I keep coming back. If I don't have anything set up, I'm like, hey, you want to hit something up? And you're always like, yeah, of
100%.
course.
Every time I'd want to do it every week. I mean, if we're want to be honest, but there's a path and direction that you're wanting to go, and
There is. I said that when I started the podcast. I had no direction at all. I wanted it to be
no,
a lifestyle and comedy podcast. That was it.
what I'm saying is that it's your show. You're the host of it. And from how you're explaining it to me, you wanted to get other people onto your show when you weren't just talking yourself. And from me, like from my input, this has turned into something like, hey, come to me every week.
Right.
Get me involved.
I love getting you
I don't
involved.
I don't care. I do. I ain't saying I don't care about what you're doing. I don't have to have my name on your stuff. Just come to me and talk to me. Like
Right.
dude. This is enjoying for me. Sitting on the damn porch. Granted, I probably need to come to your.
No, you don't have to come to my place. And like, we live 10 minutes away from each other, so it's not like I'm out of the way.
Sitting here chit chatting, and especially now, dude, because we don't
This
get Boy
I told
Scouts.
Kristen, this is our Boy Scout meeting
Yeah.
now because we
Yep.
didn't get it when you switch shifts. And I know third shift works for you, and I'm not dogging you. What works for you, and I'm glad that it's working out. Your wife was sitting here. We were talking
Mhm.
earlier, and she absolutely loved you being on third shift. And I'm glad that works for your family. That's awesome. I'm really glad that it helps you out.
Yep.
And I told Kristen, I said, it's funny because when I sit down and talk with Stevens now that we're not on the same shift, this is our Boy Scout meeting. And I said, I wish I would have known that Stevens and I were going to do this so consistently because I would have named this podcast Boy Scout meeting. I think it would have been cool. But
Yeah.
I bounced around a lot of ideas and what I wanted to do, and what I originally had set up got shot down. So I had to kind of put a spin on it and still do what I wanted. But so I thought, well, I'll tie the club in with it, and that way I can Ludwig, I think, brought the idea up to me, and I spun with it. I said, I can do club, I can do fire department, I can just do personal friends, I can do work friends, I can hit it from all different angles.
Yep.
But I mean, I just trying to find time that works with other people's schedule is hard, and this and that. And, it doesn't seem like it matters what our schedule is. I work second shift and have Thursday, Fridays. You work third and have Wednesday, Thursdays. And it's a fucking Wednesday right now.
Yeah.
I got to work tomorrow, but I don't give a shit.
Yeah,
And I got plenty of time before I got to go to bed and be at work tomorrow.
As in, yeah, same thing with me, man. Fucking my work consists of being in there with me at 9 o'clock in the parking lot, but yeah, I ain't got to be at work until fucking 9. Like if for whatever reason our days ain't meshing, you really want me on a show or whatever it is, like look, dude, if you're off, be here in time to get one in before I'm going off to work.
Right.
But that's what's nice because it's not, I don't feel like I have to do this. I'm not doing it for you. I mean, now let's get honest. I came on because you asked me to come on the first time. I've been more than willing to come on now, not just because you're asking me, is because, I want to be a part of it too.
Right.
Rather it's weekly or a month or whenever you want to have me on, let's do it.
I thought it was so funny. I was out here throwing football with your kids earlier today, just hanging out with them because I was hanging out with you and you had some other shit you had to deal with. And it is what I don't care. I like spending time with your kids. They're great kids. I think you're a great dad. I think they've got an amazing mom, and you've definitely raised your kids up to the kids. It reminds me of how I grew up. Like you raised your kids the same way I was brought up, so I can relate a lot. But I remember you told me the first time you and I aired an episode, I don't know if you guys were on your way to Tennessee and listened to the episode, but your youngest was like, Dad, Elliot's on the radio.
Yeah.
Dad, that's you on the radio too. And I just thought that was cool as shit. Like your kids even.
Dad, that sounds like you. And they oh no, what kicked it off originally is because we're talking about Zimbizi Bay.
Oh yeah, you told me that. Yep.
And they're like, and my youngest is like, Dad, we went to Zimbizi Bay too. and then one said, that sounds like Elliot. And then of course it was either that one or another pocket. That sounds like Dad. Wait, is Elliot on the radio? And then are you on the radio too? So it's kind of cool.
It is
cool
in
their world, in their imagination.
But I'm gonna go ahead and we need to get this episode wrapped up because we've been going at this for I don't even know how fucking long.
Well, I've been home since after football practice around.
It was 7 when you said, and it's now 10:30. But
yeah, a little after.
But you weren't right at 7. And I was setting some shit up, but it's all good. Had finished off some beers. I smoked all the cigars that I brought. It was just a great time. I have never once sit down with you to have a conversation and had a bad time.
Yeah, no, absolutely not. I mean, that's what's drawn us into this friendship that we got.
And I appreciate that friendship with you because, like I said, I've had friends before, but I feel a connection that's different here than what I've had in other friendships.
Yeah, absolutely. Because I'm feeling sour and butthurt when I don't hear from you in a couple days.
That's you need to listen to this episode that Kristen and I did because Kristen talks so much shit. She's like, well, you and Steven see each other this many hours a day back when you worked together, and you and I only see each other this many hours. And I'm like, you're comparing apples to oranges here.
Yeah.
I was like, I spend quality time with you. I just kick it with Stevens from time to time.
Yeah.
Well, you and Stevens text like every other day. Or no, at first she said every day. And I'm like, it's not every day. She's like, well, every other day. And I'm like, well, yeah, if I don't hear from him, I kind of get worried about him.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck's going on? Why don't you keep me in the loop? And you do the same thing. But I said, it's just the friendship that we have.
Yeah, I mean, there wasn't too long ago that it was like, it might have been just in like 2 days or something, but I'm like, you know what? Why haven't I heard from that motherfucker? Why ain't he text me? Why ain't he let me know what he's doing? So
Kristen thinks that you and I have a stronger relationship than what her and I do. And
no,
I said, you're comparing apples to oranges.
It's a different kind of relationship.
But
I'm glad to have a best friend. That's something I've lacked for many times because I have a trust issue with dudes, man.
Right.
But, no, it's a best friend fucking relationship, and for healthiness of people, in my opinion. That's the way it needs to be. You have your love in life. That's your woman,
Right.
and then you have your best friend that you can come to and talk to and kick it about other things.
I think in the scheme of things, way back in the back dark corner of her mind that very often I don't often avoid. I very rarely see. I think she is happy that I do have a friend
Yeah,
like you
yeah,
because she knows that that's my escape and
mhm,
she has hers too. So when we need separate time, she knows where I'm at.
yeah,
She doesn't have to ask. Like
yeah.
today, I
Then
told her I was going to be at your place for the majority of the evening, and
just don't give her
she
my
sent me a
number.
text today. Said she was going through some college stuff and doing some classwork. She told me to give her a call on the way home, but she knew I was here. Matter of fact, right before we recorded the episode, she said, "Hey, make sure your mics are plugged in." Like she just thought of that shit.
Yeah, yeah,
She knows. But
yep.
once again, thank you for being an amazing friend. I don't think I've ever told you that. Thank you for just being Stevens.
No problem. Thank you. Thank you.
And I appreciate you sitting down for as long as we did, sharing beers, cigars, and just
It's a
the
good time, man.
conversation. Like I said, the conversation that you and I have every time is worth more than our friendship's weight in gold. It
Yep.
really is.
Yep.
But we'll go ahead and wrap this up. Like I said, guys, we talked about it for a long time. Please feel free to reach out to us. We definitely want to hear your guys' input. We want to hear what you guys have to say, right, wrong, indifferent, good, bad, or indifferent. Just let us know what's going on, what you guys are feeling, how you like the podcast, if you
What
like
do
what's
you
going
want to
on.
hear?
Yeah, tell me what you guys want to hear. We'll bounce the ideas off each other, or we'll figure something out. But we'll definitely get your thoughts put into this. It's not
Mhm.
something that I'm just going to look at and go, well, whatever. These guys, I don't have time for this.
And it ain't gonna put you out neither.
Right.
You don't want to be put out. We ain't gonna put you out. It's just
Yeah, if you don't want put out, we're
something
not
that
going to
got
shout you out or anything.
brung
But
to his attention or my attention or our attention.
we bunny trailed this whole thing, and if we have some kind of avenue that we can take that you guys want to hear about, sure, we'll take that avenue.
Hell
But
yeah.
not the kind of avenue person just to sit down and tell Stevens this is where we're going to go with this because it never works out that way. But thanks again, guys, for listening. I appreciate you guys. Stay tuned for the next episode. Why don't you sign us off, Stevens?
Get wobbled.
Stay wobbled. Take
Damn.
care, guys.